What is that? Have you tried the lavender chamomile?
All right, boys and girls and everyone else. Welcome to Bingo is Life, the podcast. Episode 41. High above the mean streets of Harrisonburg, Virginia.
It's awesome up here.
I'm Jay Zare, your once and former and never again substitute Bingo is Life host.
Strong.
Joined by the fabulous Howdy Show brothers.
Hey.
Chris and Mike, still follically challenged over here.
Hey.
We have
Ayo.
the one and only Dan Easley.
Thank you very much indeed. It's my honor. Your honor. Somebody's honor.
And it's not her Tuesday, but her Thursday. We have Mom
Today's
Shackles.
my Monday.
It's her Monday. Mom Shackles in the house. I'm, I already said who I was.
Who are you again?
I'm going back around the circle again.
Who are you?
Tuesday is soup night.
So, we know a little bit. Tell us how Bingo went, aside from the...
All right, so Bingo was a little different today because Chris wasn't able to be there at the beginning. So, oh, yeah. Oh, no, wrong one. Sorry. There it is. Yeah. So Chris wasn't able to be there at the beginning. So Jay stepped up to the plate and started the show with me. It was great.
Apparently, Jay said something.
It may have happened.
May have happened, may have not.
I was in that room and I heard nothing.
There you go. But
Did you defy the Hayes Code?
So
Is that Helen Hayes?
what's the
Rutherford B. Hayes?
Oh.
what's the deal with JMU is in a bowl game? All this fuss and commotion about how they weren't going to be allowed to be in a bowl game,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden it's like, wow, yeah, they're in a bowl game.
there was there was an outside
When did that
loophole.
happen?
No, just the other day. It's a loophole. They're like there wasn't enough teams that went 6-6. So that's like the lowest of the low is
Right.
6-6. So if there's not enough of those teams, then they start letting in.
They start
other
letting in
teams.
people who are lower than the lowest. of the
Yeah, I
low.
know.
They put them in a bowl and they stir them up and then they coat them with sugar and pour
yes.
some milk on top and they call it breakfast.
If I was JMU, I just wouldn't go. I'd be
Well,
like,
they-
I'm going
they
to play
would-
Bridgewater College and call it a year.
They wanted to be in a they wanted to be in a bowl. That's the whole purpose
Oh, I
of the
know.
of the.
They what?
oh,
Oh,
That's
right. That's what they did.
Can we start over?
funky fresh hands.
That's a bowl if I've ever seen one.
So we need to put the plug in here in case for all 12 people who
yes.
are still listening. Probably 3 of them have already turned it
Well,
off.
but
it's nice having
and
you.
a shout out to Grayson.
And a
who is
shout out.
with us-
Thank you,
who's with us
Grayson.
always.
Thank you
man.
so much.
Yep.
We have a play coming up at Court Square Theater,
Sure
Brittany.
do.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
And Sunday.
And Sunday.
Yeah.
Steel Magnolias.
Steel Magnolias.
With the interesting twist that it's all
Mature adults.
mature adults, really old people.
No, they're not really old.
They're older than
They're spry.
They're spry.
They are much
cool.
more spry than my dad. So, anybody in that category.
They're not as spry as me.
Right. You gotta wake up pretty early in the morning to be as spry as Jay's there.
But it's being
And take a nap every day around 11 a.m.
so Helen Nafziger's in that play, and Karen.
Your friend Karen
My friend
Aspinwall.
Is
Karen is in the play.
Roz?
Rosalind Collins.
Yeah.
Of the band, the
Blind Peach,
Blind Peach and Dragon Wagon.
Dragon Wagon.
Rurgan.
which we just confirmed them to be a part of the Tom Petty cover show.
Nice.
Which
Oh, is
I
that
should
right?
probably eventually
Yeah,
start
probably
talking about.
Talking
that.
about that too.
You just did.
Dun dun dun.
When is it? Do you have it? Are we allowed to talk about that?
Sure. I'm gonna mess
We
up
have
the
a
date.
date, right?
Yep, February
Okay, so-
16th.
So we do have a date.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
And we have confirmed what 27
Oh,
acts.
gosh.
wow.
Yeah, I think we're topped out. I think
Yeah.
we're done.
Yeah.
If there's anyone who wants to be a part of this show, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, we're full.
How many
Yeah.
songs does each act get?
One.
One
One
song, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 27 songs should be about 3.5 hours.
The last tribute show you all did was incredible. So mark your calendars, folks. You got.
No, thank you.
It is going to be.
It's gonna be
the-
fun.
The event of the day.
Yeah.
event of
It will
the
be
day.
a day
Yeah.
and a night in Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Well, before we leave the subject completely, I want to say thanks to Ruby's Arcade.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Our sponsor.
They are our sponsor.
But I also want to say tonight, we had two groups that I don't know that they have set that close to each other, that both are very engaged
into the big O
in the
scene.
silly.
Yeah.
And so it was super fun to hear both of those groups singing Never Gonna Give You Up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was cool.
fun.
And they made a perfectly wonderful scene, those two
Yeah.
groups. So it was fun.
True.
I mean, I had super fun. I went and saw my son play in the.
Is that the
middle
reason you
school.
were late? Your
Yeah.
son?
Yes.
Priorities, man.
He was. So they did a song called "Chips and Salsa"
Right.
in a middle school band, and he had a drum solo on the drum kit and killed. And my heart grew 3 times
Yeah.
that day, my friends.
Did people go insane?
I did. Yeah. I was like, that's my boy. That's my boy. I stood up and took a picture. And everyone's like, shh.
We also had a good time at the Friendly City Dungeons and Dragons improv show Wednesday night with what was the name of your character again?
Hagrietta.
Hagrietta.
Oh, nice.
That was very fun.
Thanks for coming.
And that is going to be once a month, right?
Yeah, the fourth Wednesday
Fourth
of every
Wednesday,
month.
okay.
So
I'm going to have to dress
Definitely
up
need-
next time
Yeah.
in something.
Oh, now I was going to ask. So it wasn't Halloween. Were there?
it was not.
There were not. There
Were there
was not
people?
as many people in
Yeah,
costume.
okay.
Yeah.
But there were some people still in costume. Is
I
that?
mean, everyone's in costume. Use your imagination, Mike.
Brittany was in a fantastic costume.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
She was
Hagrietta
in
costume.
her Hagrietta
I'm
costume.
wearing my Dan Easley costume
And Jonathan,
right now.
You're the spitting image of Danny's.
I got
You know,
to.
it's not the greatest of faces, but I've grown accustomed
I'm
to it.
having an existential crisis right now.
I got
A lot
to.
of people are enjoying that today.
Jonathan Stewart is just
Trombone?
is a genius.
He is.
Yeah,
He's
he
a very
was-
smart man.
Oh, wrong one.
Dang it.
I've got to get this right.
Yeah. So was that for Jonathan Stewart as a genius, and then you went wah, wah,
Yeah.
wah, wah?
Oh, well,
Aw.
that-
No, that's the existential crisis.
Yeah, the existential crisis.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there's
A little
two
bit.
conversations happening at the same
yeah.
time.
Per usual, yes. If you don't like the one part of the conversation on the podcast, just hang on 5 seconds because the crosstalk might be
It
something you'll
truly
like.
is the
Turn the-
tapestry of the show.
Just take
Turned out.
Take
You
the
know-
right earbud out of your head for conversation A.
You can start doing some
Take the
binaural.
left earbud out of your head for conversation B.
Okay, so if you want to hear anything about weddings,
Take
yeah.
both earbuds out of your head to return to the inner monologue.
well, all right, here it is. I'm excited to tell this story.
Oh, we got
thank
stories.
God.
Yep,
Story
that's
time.
right.
It's time. Wait a minute. Story time.
It's weddings and funerals and weddings and funerals. All right, so I played in a band. I've played in multiple bands, and every wedding that I've ever played in, the people that were getting married have been got divorced.
I have the same thing with.
Wait a minute.
every
No.
single one.
You were at my wedding, and I'm not divorced.
You know, I was at your wedding. I didn't play at your wedding.
Oh, no, you did play at my wedding. You were in the wedding and you played.
What did he play? Horseshoes? I mean,
He
Oh, no.
played guitar.
Yeah. Oh, you know
played-
what?
you
You're
were in
right.
the wedding,
and
you're like,
Mariana did she did
violin,
the violin part. Okay. You're the only
so
one.
it's just a matter of time for me, is what you're saying.
Wah, wah.
sorry, Mike.
Oh, we got
Damn.
We need to label those buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Moratorium on the sad
Yeah.
trombone.
So, but it is interesting though because one of them they got divorced within 6 months of the wedding, and you're like, well, that didn't last long at all. And then, oh yeah.
This
Anyways,
is why I don't paint portraits of couples anymore because all the portraits I've painted of couples, like as wedding gifts
Yeah.
or as gifts, no,
Yeah.
Push a button. He's just so ready to push a button.
I know.
What if you painted them like just leaving some space in between them? Maybe just sort of
I did
pencil in
a-
a little dotted line
I
down
did
the
do
middle.
a painting
Just in
for.
case.
I did a painting for a set of. All right, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? And yeah, Virginia Woolf. Yeah,
That's the trouble with being
Funky fresh.
being
Joe is surprisingly hip now.
yeah.
when you
And-
get old, you know, you lived in the town all this time. You know, you run into somebody you hadn't seen for a while. You're like, "How's Joe?" And just guaranteed that they got divorced.
Yeah, divorced.
Nobody let you know. You didn't.
But that
see.
painting was designed to be broken in half,
Back in the
so
left
that
channel.
each actor could have their own portrait of themselves.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But they weren't really married; they were just actors.
Sorry, Jay. What were you saying?
Tapestry, a rich
All his friends are
woven
divorcees.
tapestry.
Everyone loves to see Jay's name on color at 3 in the morning.
Oh, look who it is. I'm definitely answering this one. I know.
So Chris,
Mike, no, it's too late.
tell us more about that wedding.
Oh my God! All right,
I'm giving up on the button.
No, please.
Oh yeah.
Well, Chris,
Were you telling us a story?
Yeah, you're telling.
Okay. Well,
Wedding.
That was part one.
all right. Part one. All right. So that was the weddings, the funerals.
Oh,
Every funeral you've played at.
has resulted in a wedding.
No. Let's see. So I think that was it. That was the end of
okay.
it. There was nothing else to it. Well, basically, the idea was that. Okay, so it's awesome. You're like, let's have my friends they're getting married. We know them. I've never played. It's not true. I've played a wedding that I didn't know the bride and groom, and I don't know. Maybe
That's
they're
true.
still.
They
Maybe
could
they
be.
are still together.
I like to think that they are.
Yeah,
We learned a song for them.
we did. We learned a song called "Urine."
Oh, you're cheating hard.
No, you're in mine. Or,
I'm all yours and you're in mine.
You're in mine.
And then, it was weird.
Themed wedding.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, will you play at my funeral? Okay.
Yeah,
there's a
absolutely.
good chance that you'll outlive me. I want you to play that Robbie St. Ira song.
Oh, why don't you get Robbie
Whiskey
St. Hours
Mama?
to play that?
No,
song?
no. I want you guys to play it.
I was drinking that whiskey. The whiskey Mama.
yeah.
That's a good song.
I'll come dancing down the. Well, I won't be dancing down the aisle. I'll be dead.
Dancing down the aisle. Oh man.
We could probably rig that up.
Do you
Giant
do you think your
marionette,
funeral will be
cadaver
at a?
marionette. Yeah.
Do you think your funeral will be at a church?
I hope not.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I just can't. I mean, I don't know where. I've only been to funerals at churches. Is that true? Yes, I think that is.
Never been to one at a
No.
funeral home.
No, it's not true.
That's not true.
Adams was a
Just graveside.
no, it wasn't even. It was
Yeah.
just a celebration of life ceremony.
Yeah.
He wasn't there at all.
Yeah, the
Nor
other.
was his body or ashes or anything.
The other, Steve Parks had a fantastic memorial service. Were you at
Gosh,
that?
I was
was
not
there.
at that.
Yeah,
I
That was
not.
amazing. Outside, yeah.
Who was the
Sort
author
of a
that had
giant
Johnny
crowd,
Depp
really.
send him out of a cannon?
Hunter S. Thompson.
Hunter S. Thompson.
Dr. Gonzo.
I mean, is that a way to do it? Is that
Goal.
a thing?
It's a goal.
I mean, I was kind of thinking Episcopalian.
But more
Seems
lies
nice.
are told. People tell lies at funerals. More lies are told at funerals than at a political
Like,
convention.
everyone loved him.
yeah, everyone loves Jay.
He was such a good person.
My kids didn't know what an obituary was, and that's why would they know? And so I had to explain to
They're
them what.
just excited because they get to say, "Oh, bitch-a-wary."
Yeah.
We can
Maybe.
My county show, ladies and gentlemen. My county show.
But
Yeah.
Goal in life is to put the bitch in a obituary.
It's too late for the button.
Yeah, it's too late.
he doesn't know what button to press.
I have no
anyway.
idea. It's one of two, and I keep getting it wrong.
Well, push the hip hop thing again.
Oh yeah,
Well, Chris, is that
obituary. No what?
I really want some Kool-Aid now.
they don't read the newspaper? Is that why?
Well, no, it came up because we were
Kids don't
talking.
read the newspaper, Jay.
That's what I'm asking.
We were reading. We were reading Harry Potter,
Oh.
and when Dumbledore dies,
There you go.
Thanks
Wait
a
a
lot.
minute.
Thanks a lot, Chris. Thanks a lot.
Spoiler
Oh, man.
alert.
Oh wait, whoa.
they the eighth,
we should spoiler
the
alert
next
this
book.
episode.
The next book, they have his obituary, and they were like, "What's an obituary?" And I'm like, "Well, it's when they talk about the person's life." And then I said, "You guys will have to write my obituary," and they're like, "Ah!" They have no. Well, I mean, maybe chances are, good Lord willing, I won't have to write theirs.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
the natural way.
yeah,
This is preferred.
But it's just an interesting piece to It's like you have to. What would you write? And then so they're young, they're inquisitive. What would you write for your obituary? And I was like, oh, survived by. And they're like, survived. I was like, well, that's just the way they say it.
Yeah, it's
do
basically
say
Mad Libs.
Yeah.
You just fill in the blank.
Yeah, you wouldn't. You don't have to. That's a good way of writing.
Oh my
man.
God.
I
Yeah.
stopped subscribing to the Daily News Record, and I do kind of miss reading the obituaries because they're fascinating. I mean, you're reading between the lines about. Sometimes they're these massive ones with all these huge accomplishments. You know,
Yep.
captured a submarine in World War II.
You read between the lines, and it's like, yeah.
Carter's
syphilis
not
again.
dead yet. Right?
Did you see the picture of him?
No.
Oh my God, he's a ghost.
Is he?
Oh my God, he was at the thing
It's
for
like
his
90
wife.
His wife's
years
funeral.
I'm going to show you the picture of him after this thing is over. And you're going to wish for death.
All right,
So, anything fun happening coming up in our little town?
I did have so Dave Scott, good people, right?
Yes, Dave Scott.
And the world
You'll remember
agreed.
him from last week.
The world
week.
agreed
Yeah.
that he is good people. More
Yeah.
people
Good people.
listen to that podcast because of that dude.
Awesome.
So it is fantastic. So
now they all came
Dave.
back into
Yeah.
this time.
we're gonna do Dave Scott part
Dave
2.
Scott
He's coming
fan.
back. Don't worry.
Well, yeah, we need to talk about the Grateful Dead and
That's right. That's right.
the other Grateful Dead.
He still has a lot to give.
He has a whole other show for us for sure. Oh man.
So you can expect a return to that high quality of conversation in a future episode.
Yeah. Right now it's funerals and weddings.
Yeah.
Funerals and weddings.
I'm running with it. No one else is saying it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Mom Shackles.
Hey,
what's
Chris.
what's the last wedding you? How long ago? How's
God.
the last time you went to a wedding?
I can't. I won't go to anymore. I'm done. I'm done.
Have you ever been up there like the bridesmaid with a funny dress on and
Ooh, you
holding
have done it.
flowers?
Dave and Aaron.
It was rough. Okay, so that's actually how the Agrietta character was devised. Was because I was in a wedding, and it was a wedding with two of my, one of my old roommates and his boyfriend, fiance, and so they're both very stylish men getting married to each other, and my friends intended had a lot of young actresses from the DC community on his side, and his willowy, beautiful family.
See,
on
that
his
sounds
side.
like a super
And
fun
then-
wedding.
And then on the side that my friend was on, that I was a wedding party was what they were calling it, because we had to be like gender morphy, because there weren't brides. Like I wasn't a bridesmaid because there
right.
was no bride. So we were all over 35. We have that metabolism of the over 35. Not willowy, and I was like, I feel like an old swamp hag. So that kind of was how we bonded on that side, was that we're the swamp hags, and because
versus
these willowy actresses, these beautiful women on the other side of the wedding. So
every time you say Willow, I think Willow. Yeah.
No, like a willow branch, like
Yes,
a
yes.
tall, thin.
Yes. Oh.
Are you talking about the Star Wars
Statuesque.
offshoot Willow?
With the personality of a tree.
Yes. Well,
And it's really
You are.
interesting that in weddings, people who are otherwise more progressive and do not buy into any of the old school trappings of the
we
patriarchy.
still had to get dresses at David's bridal, and so like they were like the whole thing, the whole build up to it was what kind of led to this whole swamp hag thing, was because my friend's intended sister was helping them find dresses for the women in the wedding party, and I'm like, wow, we gotta wear dresses. I should have stood my ground a little bit more and been like, hey, I'm wearing pants. But yeah, she picked out some dresses for us, and we're like, here are some dresses you could choose from. And I was like, hey, all these dresses have like one or no straps or off the shoulder. Girl, I'm gonna need a bra under my dress because I have very, very heavy mammaries, and so does everyone else on this side of the wedding party. We're gonna need to support the girls. 2 straps, probably thick ones. So we're gonna need dresses that have straps. And they were like, "Oh, okay."
Mike will post a link in the
You can
comment
have-
section down below.
To David's bridal.
Post a link to first
so-
wave feminism, second wave feminism, third wave feminism.
Third wave feminism is bridesmaid dresses with sleeves.
and pockets.
I mean, okay, because I used to work at Victoria's Secret. There's a lot of layers to this. And you hear the pain in my voice.
Yeah.
But, women would come in on like a Friday and they'd be like, "Hi, I need a bra for under my bridesmaid's dress." And I'm like, "Girl, okay." And they wanted to go to look at the chicken cutlets that stick on and then like pin in front. And I was like, "Honey, you're going to need straps. You're going to need straps. This is the dress you're wearing? That dress is not okay." Why did you say yes? Are these people your friends that are getting married? I'd back out if I were you every week, So then these dresses are
She
presented
made
to me.
more friends that day.
So it's amazing how we started with weddings, and here's where we are.
Well,
And
did
then-
you ever get like weird guys coming to Victoria's Secret, like
Yes.
Yeah,
thing,
all the time.
Yes.
freaking you out?
They probably just
Yes.
stood around and
Yeah, like sometimes they would come in and be like, "I'd like to get some cute stuff for my girlfriend. She's about your size." And you're like, no,
We're going to a funeral.
that's not going to fit. I would recommend getting something loose, like this teddy, and then leaving me alone.
Like the Father Ted episode where all the priests are stuck in the lingerie section of the department store. Okay, now, give me a okay.
But that
I have
wasn't
a
the
real
most traumatizing
hankering for
part
a
of working
chicken
at Victoria's
sandwich
Secret.
right now.
Worst part was having to fold thongs until 3 a.m., being locked in and not allowed to leave until every thong was folded
Oh, my
and
goodness.
put into Roy G. Biv order. Like,
Whoa,
yeah,
really?
yeah. But then, like, the first customer the next day would just pull one out of the drawer, and they would all come out like the monkeys in the can of monkeys.
Yeah.
Anyway, at that
The
wedding,
G-strings. They're
Some sort of
everywhere.
Jacob's ladder
Yeah.
of G-strings.
That's awesome.
we couldn't get into the venue like before the wedding. They were still setting up stuff, and they were like, "No, you can't come in yet." And so we were like, but we got our faces and hair done at the hotel, and now we're here at the venue, and you won't let us in." But we couldn't drive here in our dresses because they're really hard to drive. You can't drive in a dress.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can't do anything in a dress.
You can't do anything in a
dress.
dress.
Yeah. You can only stand there and pretend to dance.
Yeah. So here were the swamp hags with our SUVs opened up on this field, changing into these dresses with.
Did you pull up in a tractor? Is
It
that
felt like it. Whereas the willowy ones are like already ready to go.
Right.
And but yeah, we had all of our various undergarments and underpinnings. Like Leanne was like pulling on her Spanx, and I had my bra sewn into my dress because that was the only workaround. Anyway, we ended up flashing most of the wedding guests because we were changing in a field. So
last one? I promise.
that's just one reason I don't do weddings anymore.
Did you go to Dave and Aaron's?
No, they got married before we became friends.
Are you
Wow.
kidding me?
It's a good
That was
one.
a beautiful
It was a
wedding.
beautiful
it was a
wedding.
good
Yeah,
There
they
are
did a great
pictures.
job with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
I think that was the last wedding I've been to.
Yep.
Yep.
You probably don't
Yep.
need to go into anymore. That's
That's
we
it.
Probably
We're done.
Peaked.
Yep.
It's just gonna yeah.
It's funerals from here on out.
Ah,
Yeah.
All right, yes.
freedom. You can wear anything you want to a funeral.
I've had
They don't
two-
care about your underwear at a funeral.
2 weddings.
2.
I've been in 2 weddings.
Were they yours?
I mean, I was
Were they both
married-
yours?
yeah, I was.
Yes,
Well,
okay.
I mean, yeah, I was married twice.
Very good. Math right there.
what kind of underwear did you have to wear?
I have.
Did you have to sew it in?
I don't remember.
was
a tuxedo
were
on the
chicken
first time.
cutlets a part of your outfit at all?
Did you have to strap yourself into your Spanx in a field?
I don't.
Because if
rem-
not, she wins.
No, I don't want to win.
you don't remember much about your wedding. I don't know how you guys were.
No, that's true.
Yeah. No, it was.
It's a
great.
whirlwind.
Yeah, it was a lot of. We had a line in which everybody came up to greet us, and that's where I spent like 2 hours. I think just meeting everybody, and they all just.
Like the British monarchy.
Yeah. Were you at my wedding, Dan?
I don't think I was. I don't know why.
How
I
is
don't know
that
why you
possible?
didn't invite me.
Well, no, I invited Harrisonburg. How you didn't?
What year was it?
Excellent question.
Good question.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No,
dude.
no, no. I've been
yeah.
married for 15 years, so take
Okay,
this
so
year
15
and
years ago.
subtract 15, and that's the year.
Yeah, there you go.
I was kind of emotionally unstable and a little nutty for years and years. So
08.
Sounds good.
yeah. For all I know, you invited me, and I thought, oh, I'm such a lonely man. And then I just perpetuated that by staying at home instead of doing the smart thing and going to a wedding.
He just didn't want to have to wear wedding underwear.
Yeah.
No one does.
No one does.
I've kept wedding underwear in the chest of drawers just in case for all these many years.
I had a hot wedding. It was a hot day.
Hot wedding. Yeah. We've reached the limit. But you know what? We're talking about weddings.
Next I'm going to have a hot funeral.
Yeah, hot funeral.
All right, we promised to have a really edifying program next time.
We'll bring somebody who has something to say in.
We'll
for the
bring
next
someone
one.
into someone who could tell you all about cryptocurrency
Yeah,
and
if it works
the
out.
Mothman, and
If it works out, I'm really excited about next week's guest.
next week we have another exciting guest for joining us on the Bingo is Life podcast.
We're so grateful you've stuck with us. And we're so thankful for all the many letters you've been. Just keep them coming.
Keep them
in.
coming.
Every Tuesday night at 7:30, Bingo is Life live and in person at Ruby's. What's the name of that place?
Arcade.
Ruby's Arcade.
It's Arcade.
Yeah.
Our
Fantastic.
sponsor.
Yep. Who could forget
And,
what a wonderful
Is that in the Wine Brothers building?
It's in the Wine Brothers building.
We're in it now. We're in it now.
and subtropical.
Subtropical Harrisonburg, Virginia. Bingo is Life, the podcast. We're up to 41 episodes now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. We are.
Maybe
We'll see you
40
next
and a-
time.
Bingo is Life, a post-bingo Harrisonburg podcast, is brought to you by the Brothers How to Show and our friends at Ruby's Arcade in downtown Harrisonburg, Virginia. If you've enjoyed the show and feel it's worth spreading a little joy in this world, please tell just one person that you like this podcast. Word of mouth, more than any other form of promotion, is how creative works get noticed and sustain themselves. Thank you, Andrew Hickey, for that bit of wisdom, and thank you, listeners, for being part of the fun.